Yes, children, today we are going to do the chapter in history Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. I've already sent many videos on different chapters. Some of the topics are still there, which we haven't done, which I haven't done the videos with you. So I'm sending the videos for you as a help during your holidays. You can go through them if you miss the classes and you will understand the chapter nicely. Now, the chapter Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Now, by the 6th century BC, religious worship in India had become extremely ritualistic. Ritualistic means that it had become a ceremony that involves a series of actions performed in a set order. Okay, very rigid. Everything had become very, very strict. So, the ceremonies had become, religion had become very ritualistic, and everything had to be performed in a set manner. And society was bound by rigid caste rules. Rigid means very strict caste rules. Dissatisfied with such conditions, many thinkers they gave up worldly life and went to meditate in peace and seek enlightenment. So many of the people they were very dissatisfied. Many thinkers, many philosophers, they were not happy with such conditions about the religion, so they went to meditate and they wanted to seek enlightenment. What is enlightenment? To give, and you should go and you meditate in the forest, and when you gain greater knowledge and understanding of things, when you meditate and you get greater knowledge of understanding, greater knowledge and understanding of things. So many people they went to the forest to meditate, and they wanted, and who were these people? Not the all the common people, but the people who were philosophers and thinkers. Some of them came back to share their new found knowledge and even won followers. So, whatever they found, they meditated and they got many answers to the questions. Whatever they discovered, with this knowledge, they came back and they wanted to share this with the people, and they won many followers. Among such two thinkers were Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavira. Their teachings gave rise to two new religions, Buddhism and Jainism. So, among such philosophers and thinkers, we had two great men, Vardhaman Mahavira and Gautam Buddha. Now, first in this chapter, we are going to learn about the religion Buddhism. We are going to read about Buddhism. Now, Buddhism, the early history. The founder of Buddhism, Gautam Siddharth, was born at Lumbini near Kapilvastu around 563 BC. Now, Gautam Buddha, he was the son of the chief of the Shakya clan. Chief means he was the head of the Shakya clan, his father. So, he was his son. Initially, he led a life of luxury. In the beginning, Gautam, he led a life of luxury. He was married to a princess whose name was Yashodhara, and they had a son whose name was Rahul. According to a legend, after seeing an old man, a sick man, and a dead man, Gautam realized that there is suffering in the world, and the sight of an ascetic made him think that there is also a way to end this suffering. What does legend mean? According to a legend means it is a traditional story which goes on from a long time and which is not definitely true. It is a traditional story from long ago, and it's passed from generation to generation, but we are not very sure that it is true or not. So then he saw these sights and he realized that life is full of pain and suffering. First, he led a life of luxury, but then suddenly he came across a sick man, a old man, and a dead man. And then after that, he also saw a ascetic, means a saint, a sadhu. And he got the answer that there's a way to end this suffering. Gautam, he left his home at the age of 30 to find the way to end this suffering. He wandered for 6 years, during which he subjected himself to all kinds of hardships. Hardships means severe suffering. For instance, he went without food and water for several days. Now, how did he subject himself to hardships? For many days, he went on without food and water. Finally, he sat under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya and resolved not to get up. Resolve means that he promised himself that he will not get up until he found answers to all his questions. He remained there in deep meditation for 49 days. At the end of this period, he attained nirvana. For 49 days, he went without food, water, and he went in deep meditation under this peepal tree at Bodh Gaya. And then after 49 days, he attained nirvana or enlightenment. I told you enlightenment, that you get greater knowledge. And he became known as Buddha, the enlightened one. What does Buddha mean? The enlightened one, a person who has great knowledge. The Buddha, he delivered his first sermon. Sermon is the religious lecture at Sarnath near Varanasi, Banaras. He then wandered for about 40 years preaching Buddhism. Wandered means he went from place to place, and whatever he had learned during this meditation, and he made many followers, he went on preaching about his religion. The Buddha, he preached in Pali, the common man's language, as he wanted his message to reach everyone. Many of his followers became bhikshus or monks, and they lived in monasteries, which were also centers of learning. So, 40 years he spent in spreading his religion. Many people became his followers. They were known as bhikshus and monks, and they stayed in monasteries. And Buddha, which language did he use to preach? Pali. Pali was the easily understood language at that time amongst the common people. The Buddha died in 483 BC at Kushinagar in eastern Uttar Pradesh. His teachings are preserved in the Jataka tales and three Pitakas. His teachings are preserved means that they are found in these books called the Jataka tales and the three Pitakas. Now, from India, Buddhism, it spread to Central Asia, China, and Southeast Asia. Buddhism did not spread only in India. Of course, there were many followers. Many people became followers of Buddhism at that time. But then it spread to other countries also, like Central Asia, China, and Southeast Asia. Later on, Buddhism, it's split into two groups, Hinayana and Mahayana. The followers of Mahayana Buddhism, they worship images of Buddha and regard him as an incarnation of God. Incarnation means that as a form of God. And the followers of Hinayana Buddhism, they regard the Buddha as a great religious teacher and worship him through symbols like the lotus. Okay, they don't worship images, but they worship him as a great religious teacher, and they worship him with symbols, through symbols like the lotus. Now, the main teachings of Buddhism are the Buddha's teachings, they are based on four noble truths. What are the four noble truths? There is suffering in the world, and there is a cause of suffering. The cause is desire. There is all suffering in the world, first thing, and the cause of suffering is desire. And there is a cause of suffering. What is it? Desire. And the fourth is desire can be overcome by following the eightfold path of Buddhism, which is also called the Ashtangika Marg. It consists of right understanding of things, right purpose in life. You should have a right speech, say the good thing, right behavior. Your means of livelihood should be right, right effort, right awareness, and right meditation. This enables man to free himself from the cycle of birth and rebirth and attain nirvana, which is known as moksha, when you are one with God and you don't have to be born in this world as a human being again and again. The Buddha, he advised his disciples to follow the middle path. That is, neither give up all worldly possessions nor to live in luxury. He said to his followers, you should follow the middle path, that don't live in ultimate luxury also, and don't give up all the worldly possessions, but you should have a middle life. Okay, you should have best of everything, but don't be too much in luxury, and do not and neither give up all the worldly possessions, nor subject yourself to hardship. The Buddha, he preached equality of all human beings. Buddha said that all people are equal. He rejected the caste system. He was against the caste system as well as all the rituals, and he did not discuss God. Gautam Buddha offered his followers three jewels in which they could find peace: Buddha, the enlightened one; Dharma, the sacred law; and Sangha, the community of enlightened men and women. The Buddha forbade lying, stealing, and killing. He was against all these things. He did not like anyone should lie or steal or kill. And the emphasis of his teachings was on ahimsa or non-violence. And Buddha also preached ahimsa or non-violence. We should not kill any living being. If we cannot make anything, we cannot kill any living being. So this was all in short about the religion Buddhism. So children, we will do this much in this video, and in the second part I will be doing Jainism and some similarities between these two religions, and what similarities they had and what were their differences. So please go through this and you will understand the chapter very nicely. Thank you, children.